Hi everyone, my name is Pat and this is my third challenge update. As always, you can find links to my previous videos in the description box below, be sure to check them out. And with that said, let's get right into it. As the numbers increase, so does the difficulty of finding movies with them in the title. For October 15th, I chose to watch 15 Killings. And oh boy, what a mistake that was. It was a low-budget, low-tier indie movie about a fictitious serial killer. The acting is terrible, the script is terrible and repetitive, and the movie wasn't even color graded. Now, I'm no professional colorist, editor or cinematographer, but even I know how to slap a lot on there to create a, let's call it, cinematic aesthetic. And while I understand that color grading is subjective, the oversaturated popping colors and overly bright scenes rob it of any cinematic atmosphere the shots might have held. It didn't even feel like a student movie, but more like bad YouTube content. One notable thing about the movie is something I've never encountered before. It gets the purpose of the frame story wrong. The purpose of a frame story is to not just hook the viewer, but assign the role of the narrator. It usually goes something like this. One party inquires about a specific moment in the past and the other party elaborates on it. This is often used in crime dramas where detectives question the killers about specific murders. But in this movie, the psychologist just rambles on about the frontal lobe, explaining what a psychopath is while the main story is a flashback summarizing the killer's life. The frame story and core story are completely separate from each other. And not just that, the frame story is literally pointless. Except for having the main character in it, it alludes to nothing happening within the core story. It's just a mundane explanation.
The density measures matched the psychopath database in every area of the brain.
Level 16 is a sci-fi thriller with a very common premise. Indoctrinated people are incarcerated and kept in their bubbles, but eventually the protagonist experiences something that makes them question everything. Think along the lines of Promised Neverland or The Island. Initially, it's intriguing, but as the story progresses, it becomes evident that the plot is quite stupid. Another thing is how it sets up red herrings but never really addresses them. For example, the protagonist is often referred to as unclean.
If you tell anyone that I'm unclean.
But the movie never specifies what that actually means, and there are no repercussions for being unclean either. Anyway, a doctor harvests the faces of young girls and sells them to the old rich people to be young again. The idea is utterly bizarre, as the rich people's bodies remain their withering old selves. Also, one can live without a face. What's more, all the valuable organs in the girls are wasted. They raise them like livestock for 16 years just so they can use their faces for a face transplant. Again, it's like The Island, just a whole lot dumber. 1917 is an outstanding movie. While it is technically not a horror movie, it is set during the First World War where horrifically dreadful scenes are commonplace. The suspense is through the roof and the terror and dread are well depicted. Therefore, I let it count for the challenge. If you disagree, let me know in the comments down below, and if you do so, on what grounds. The movie does rely on a gimmick though, which is shooting a long and continuous scene, but it is planned and executed so well, I do dare call it a cinematographical marvel. On the flip side, once you've seen the movie, there's not much else to it. The story follows a British soldier on an arduous journey through enemy territory. If you have not seen the movie, I wholeheartedly recommend you see it. It is a uniquely engrossing experience. Safe House 1618 is another low-budget indie student movie. It's not great, it's not even good. It also suffers from amateurish plotting mistakes. The plot revolves around three sisters. I believe their relationships are very unclearly communicated. Basically, the gist of it is, one of their friends got killed and they avenge her death. After the deed is done, they have to lay low in a safe house not too far away from the murder scene amidst a sprawling city. They are also able to freely leave the safe house as they please, and they do so. The plot doesn't make much sense. I watched roughly 90% of the movie before I figured out that the opening scene has no other purpose than to introduce the hitman and is in no way, shape or form connected to the three sisters. This type of hook completely derailed the movie as it gave the impression that it is something that was going to happen and not a completely unrelated hit. After the opening scene, it follows up with a lengthy and hectic kidnapping scene whereafter the victim is shot dead. Again, this is terrible as the viewer has no idea what is happening, who's involved and who to root for or be concerned about. After that, the assailants move to the safe house, which is kind of the real start of the story. The story is terribly structured and basic information is withheld for far too long or not given in a way that makes a lot of sense. Overall, it's a terrible film student project. Row 19 is a Russian horror movie. It's about this girl who is the lone survivor of a plane crash. Many years later, she boards another plane with her daughter and the flight takes off. Slowly but surely, things start happening exactly the same way as it had on the plane crash she survived years ago. The protagonist starts having visions of the dead, of sorts. It turns out everything is still taking place in the past in some sort of life and death in between realm, and the other passengers are victims of the plane crash trying to make sure the little girl and her mother survive. The movie is very reminiscent of the butterfly effect, which is also a movie I happen to like a lot. Overall, it's well produced, well acted, albeit a bit short. The concept is not really novel, but it is engaging enough and told at a decent pace. I enjoyed it. Good lord. This movie is known in different parts of the world under different names. Famine, 20 Students, 20 Hours, 20 Ways to Die, Detention Night, All Teenagers Must Die. The best way to describe this movie is that it's a parody of a horror parody. The acting is terrible, the plot is terrible, and the production quality is terrible. Overall, it's terrible. If you're into terrible movies, then this is the one for you. 21 Days. 21 Days is a budget knockoff of Paranormal Activity. 3 students or mid-20-somethings barricade themselves in a haunted house. Previous occupants of the house have gone insane after 20 days and their goal is to prove that it isn't haunted by staying longer than 20 days in the house, ergo 21 days. Hence the title. It's one of those found footage movies with Blair Witchcraft and ghost-powered rocking chairs in it. It is available to watch on YouTube as well. If these kinds of movies are your sort of thing, then feel free to check it out. Anyway, this is it for the third update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below and comment if you've seen any of these movies. As always, thank you for watching and I hope to welcome you again in the next update. Have a nice day.